1923 Season 2 is my #1 candidate to be the best release of 2025 already. I know it has only been 2 episodes, but let's admit it, it's everything and more that we have been dying to get from the Yellowstone universe. In fact, I feel like the show is turning into a redemption arc for the entire franchise at this point, especially after that disastrous Yellowstone finale. That being said, I have to admit that it's still too early to judge the entire season. Before reaching any definitive conclusions, we need to watch the upcoming episode titled Wrap Thee in Terror. Thankfully, what we know about the episode so far hints that things will get even more exciting. So let's talk about it. It goes without saying that Episode 2 was a brutal reminder of how merciless winter can be for the Duttons. We witnessed wolves invading the ranch, terrorizing everyone, while Jacob was forced to free his horses and take refuge under a wagon. I mean, I didn't think things could get worse than this, but, of course, I was wrong. We all know that the cold won't stop anytime soon. First of all, we ended Episode 2 with a wolf inside the Dutton home, killing the doctor's nurse and attacking Kara. My fingers are crossed that Kara has survived. In fact, thanks to the trailer, I know she will survive because we still haven't seen her fighting the enemies with that massive rifle in her hand. However, this does not necessarily mean that everyone will make it. It is expected that Elizabeth will be the hero for once by coming downstairs and killing the wolf, essentially exchanging roles with Kara. This will be a turning point in her character arc. Even though this will make her feel more useful and powerful, will it be enough to convince her to continue living on the ranch? I doubt it. She has every right to complain about the harsh conditions. Plus, is it just me or does she barely see her husband? She's living a lonely, demanding life on a ranch, buried under snow and attacked by wolves and mountain lions. Something huge needs to happen to convince her to stay, and Jack will absolutely try his best. We all know he's in love with Elizabeth, and losing her would crush him. But his love is so deep that, at the end of the day, he will likely agree to separate for a while, at least until winter ends. So, prepare your tissues because we're about to cry in Episode 3. Of course, this is just one possibility. Despite everything, there's a short moment in the official Season 2 trailer that makes me think Elizabeth will decide to stay. In the scene, it's clear that she and Jack are celebrating something, perhaps another pregnancy or another life-changing event that makes them happy as a couple. What do you think they're celebrating? Another important question, do you think Elizabeth will leave or stay at the ranch? I'm torn, so make sure to let me know in the comments. In addition to the physical challenges of the storm, there's the looming threat of the law, which has become even more problematic for the Duttons. We've already seen how capable Jacob is when it comes to making the law work for the family's benefit. However, starting from Episode 3, it seems like Jacob's clever strategies won't be enough to keep things under control. I think this will force him to take even riskier actions. This time, the issue is none other than Donald's evil plan to transform the Yellowstone Ranch into a ski resort. Do you remember the scene from the trailer where he presents his plans to a group of potential investors? That scene will take place in Episode 3, and it will be the moment that kicks off a massive legal battle between him and the Duttons. Donald's character is not the type to give up easily, and I have a feeling Episode 3 will show him using every dirty trick in the book to make his vision a reality. He's already proven that he's not afraid to manipulate people to get what he wants, and I suspect that in Episode 3, he'll escalate his tactics. He is expected to claim to the city council that the Duttons are incapable of running the ranching business, mainly due to financial struggles. The Duttons will have a hard time defending themselves simply because they truly are struggling financially, especially with winter destroying all their assets. But here's the thing, we all know that neither Jacob nor Kara will back down easily. As the pressure mounts, their fight is just beginning. I'm pretty sure Jacob will take matters into his own hands, pushing the limits even further. If you see him challenging Donald in the craziest ways possible, don't be surprised. In fact, it is expected that Kara will point her rifle at Donald at one point in the upcoming episode. Yes, things will get that serious. Plus, based on the actor's interviews, we know that one of Donald's captives, the 2 women he is forcefully keeping, is about to escape and fight back. She is expected to join forces with the Duttons, putting together all the evidence against him. But when it comes to Donald, getting rid of him is never easy. Another important development expected to happen is that Donald and Banner will receive Spencer's telegraph before the Duttons do. This means they will know Spencer is on his way to help, which will push them to escalate their plans even further. However, I don't expect the Duttons to get rid of Donald Whitfield early in the season. This entire conflict will likely carry into the final episodes and be resolved by none other than Spencer, at least. That's my prediction. Speaking of Spencer, he is now working for the Italian Mafia, handling a delivery in exchange for their help in reaching Montana. I know it sounds like a stretch, but it turns out this Italian Mafia family was real and actually quite influential at the time. Learning this makes me feel a little better about Spencer's now annoyingly long journey home. In the upcoming episode, we will see him in Fort Worth, trying to complete his delivery. He will succeed, but not without facing cowboys from the 4-6's ranch. This encounter will also introduce him to Tiana. Realizing that she is escaping from the priests, Spencer will decide to help her and allow her to travel with him. However, they will be captured by the Oklahoma Marshal at the border. We all know that our beloved Marshal has a big heart and will eventually allow Spencer and Tiana to continue their journey. However, convincing her to take their side will not be an easy process. In a previous video, I also showed you a picture of Spencer and May Faulkner. Regardless of whether Tiana is included in Spencer's storyline, we know that Spencer and May will cross paths at some point, either in the upcoming episode or later. I can't wait to see what kinds of scenes they'll share. I can already hear you asking, what about Alexandra? After all, we barely got to see her in the last episode. There are two possibilities. One, we will see her being kidnapped by a man after her jewelry, forcing her to give up all her belongings, which could put her journey to Montana at risk. The other possibility is that she is being followed by men sent by her family, trying to bring her back to England. I think the first option is more likely since they made a point about how dangerous her journey would be. Given that she presents herself as a wealthy woman, it makes sense that thieves would see her as a target. Watch this video for a detailed analysis of the latest episode.